Hi you guys, this is Erica, and my son Sam and I are here at the Goodwill outlet in Portland, and we're just about ready to go in for our first round, and we're excited, hoping to find some good stuff. Anything you're looking for in particular?
Some energy. I'm a little tired.
Some energy. We already had coffee and tea, so hopefully it will kick in pretty soon. So we'll see you later. Bye.
Woo.
There were about 6 bins full of shoes when we got into the Goodwill outlet, so I just went straight there and started going through everything. And right away, you can see I found my first pair of Sorel slippers. I got, I think, 3 pairs total during this trip. It's just one of my favorite things to pick up. There were just so many shoes to go through. Here I picked up a pair of Tevas that looked pretty good. I just was looking them over pretty close because I've picked up these sandals before and gotten home and realized that some of the straps were frayed or even broken, so I was just wanting to make sure that they were in good condition before I put them in my cart. Found a ton of Keen hiking sandals. This was a child's pair, and I was looking it over pretty close. There was only one of them, so I went ahead and put it in the front of my cart to see if maybe I could find the pair. Ever since the Goodwill outlet in Portland opened back up, after we were shut down for a while because of COVID, the rule has been that only one person can be in a bin at a time. So that's why there's not a lot of people crowded around me looking through the shoes at the same time. And actually, I find it a lot more relaxing to shop with only one person to a bin. I know some people find it frustrating, but to me, it's just a lot nicer. You can kind of take your time and really go through stuff more closely, and you don't feel like you're just grabbing at things and not getting to look at everything really well. I believe these were a pair of Lucky brand ankle boots, and I was just looking to making sure that they were in good condition. Unfortunately, there was only one, so I went ahead and put it in the front part of my cart. That's usually my kind of routine. I put things in the front, and then if I find the match, I'll put them down in the well of the cart. So unfortunately, I don't think I ever found the match to that boot. Here I picked up a cute pair that I thought might be Free People shoes, but those were just like a cheap knockoff, so I was disappointed, but I put that back. I liked the color of these shoes. They kind of stood out to me, but they didn't really end up to be anything special, so I put them back. was just kind of a random thing that was left in the shoe bin, and I picked it up and looked at it. To me, it looked like it might have been like Garbage Pail Kids stickers or something like that, and I thought maybe it might be something worth money, but it wasn't in the end. And then I picked these up. These were kind of exciting. These were Adidas Yeezys. Of course, there was only one of them, so I stuck it again in the front of my cart. Found that other Keen sandal, but when I looked at the bottom, it was kind of coming apart, so I ended up putting it back and putting the match that I already had taken. I thought these boots were really neat looking. I liked the pattern of the fabric that was on them, but they ended up just being some kind of cheap shoes, so I didn't end up taking those. Across the way, looking through his own bin, he found a few pair of basketball shoes. I think he found a few good things in the shoes on that side. Here I've got a Mephisto shoe, which is a really nice men's shoe, but alas, it's only a single again. I don't know. You tell me. Only one though.
Oh my goodness, those are really real.
I bet I don't find the other one though.
Yo, that's crazy.
Because I feel like someone would have already picked them up if they found it. So, but I'm gonna hold on to it just in case. And sadly, I carried that Yeezy around with me for several hours and never did end up finding the match. Several biking shoes or cycling shoes like that in this trip, and I've recently picked up a couple different pairs of those that I have in my shop, but neither of them have sold, so I decided not to pick up any more right now until I see how those do. I ended up grabbing that Croc because if I can find Crocs that are in decent condition, either kids or adults, I usually will pick them up because they're very inexpensive to buy and I can usually flip them pretty quickly. Another pair of kids' Keen sandals here, and I was just looking them over. I thought the color was really cute, and I was ready to stick them in my cart until I saw that there was quite a bit of wear on the fabric on that side, so I just left them behind and kept on looking. picked up these were fit flops, which I've sold quite a few times before, but they just were a little bit too worn out. These yellow shoes caught my eye. I thought they were really cute, but they ended up just being Universal Thread, which is a Target brand that do a lot of like Madewell dupes, so that's probably why I liked the look of it, but I don't think it would resell for much.
No, I can't believe it. I'm so unobservant. Yeah, I'm hoping my shoe will be in here. Your sandal? Yeah. Okay, because I'll look for it here too. Oh, you did? Okay.
These were some Nike hiking sandals, and I just thought they were an interesting looking style. I liked the colorway, and they looked in really nice condition, so I did end up putting those in my cart. Shopping at the Goodwill outlet is not for the faint of heart. You're touching a lot of dirty shoes, and you're just looking through lots of pieces of clothing and just a lot of junk, but for me it just feels like a treasure hunt. It's always very fun, and I don't mind going through all the junk to get to a few treasures. actually found a shoe that I had a single of, and I found a match. So that always makes me happy. Picked up these Tiva sandals, but they were just a little bit worn and dirty, and I think that the sole was coming apart at one point, so I just had too many issues with it for me to take that. More cycling shoes, and you can tell I was really considering this. They were in nice shape, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I just kept looking at them over and over, but the clip was missing, and so I just tossed it back. I actually did end up putting this cycling shoe in my cart. It was a Shimano brand, which I think is a decent brand, and it looked nice, but it was just a single, and I don't think I ended up finding the other one of those. I tossed this Converse shoe in my cart. It was a Converse high top, and Sam had asked me to keep my eye out for that, and it looked like a match to what he had picked up, and we initially thought it was, but it ended up being a half size different from the shoe that he needed or was looking for, and I don't think he ever found the other one that he wanted. These children's boots caught my eye, and I really spent a lot of time looking them over, and I unzipped them. I was looking for tags. I couldn't really see much on the inside. I couldn't see the brand. I think it ended up just being a pretty cheap pair of shoes. Originally, I think I was hoping that they might be Uggs or Sorels or something like that, but they just weren't, and they weren't in that great of shape, so I put them back. This was a baseball cleat. I had picked up one other pair already, and these looked like in really nice condition, but they didn't have laces on them, and I've actually never picked up baseball cleats before, so I wasn't even sure if they would be a good buy. I took the single and walked around with it for a while, and then I ended up putting it back too. Picked up these comfort shoes. I can't even remember the brand, but when I turned them over, the bottoms of them were just totally disintegrating. up this children's shoe, outdoor shoe. It was in really nice shape. Again, only a single, but I did end up finding the match to that one. Colorful shoes caught my eye. I'd never heard of that brand before, but they just didn't feel like they were great quality, so I just ended up tossing them back. A fun find. I think they're vintage. They're like gardening clogs, and I've never seen anything that style before, so I was happy to find those. These are some really cute ankle boots. I can't even remember what the brand was, but you can just tell they're really well made. They're really cute and on trend, so hung on to that one. Unfortunately, when I found the other ankle boot, there was some pretty major damage on the toe, so I had to toss that back. This was a really nice wedge shoe, but when I looked at the side, it looked like the leather was pulling away from the sole of the shoe, so I didn't take those. Another cute pair of kids' shoes. I think this brand is Play, P-L-A-E, which is a really nice brand. I only found one of those, and I don't think I ever found the match. This was a pair of men's Mephisto sandals, which is a really nice shoe that is made in France, but the edge of that leather was kind of cracking, and so I put it in my cart, but I didn't end up finding the match, and I ended up having to toss those back as well. Found these cute little Crocs that had sharks all over them, so I tossed those in my cart. I really have no idea what this shoe is, but it just looked really interesting to me, so I did put it in my cart. Sometimes I'll do that if something catches my eye and then research it later, but I never ended up finding the other one, so it went back. This was a really nice men's sweater that had the tag still on it. It was 100% wool, and it just had a really nice feel to it, so I didn't know why someone had tossed it back. I just kept looking at it, and then I realized it had just some really big holes in the front of it, so no wonder someone had gotten rid of it.
Are you guys all waiting? Good luck.
Saltwater sandals do pretty well for me, so I was looking at these kids ones, but they felt really stiff, like maybe they'd been in the water or something, and so I looked around just to see if the other one was there, but I didn't end up getting those. So I've made it all the way around those 6 bins, and as you can tell, the front of my cart is piled high with single shoes that I found, hoping that I would find the match, but you'll see here in a minute that I stop and I look through everything, and the ones that are in the cart are actually matches, and then I'm going to go ahead. I ended up putting all the singles in the back of the cart there, but I did hold on to these for a while, and they ended up bringing out lots more shoes, and I did end up finding the matches to some of them. So this was just an adventure today in shoe shopping, and tomorrow I will have the haul, so please join me then.